Sports card hobby family, in just a couple of days, you will have the opportunity to buy 2024 WNBA Select basketball cards. Frank, how much are they starting at? I think they're running it at a Dutch auction again. What was it? No, you're lying. $3,000. They're going to start the Dutch auction at $3,000. What's going on, sports card hobby family? Another day, another sports card video. Hope that everybody is doing amazingly well.
School's closed. It's a holiday, you dumbasses.
Before I dive into another overpriced product, we've got our Tuesday shoutouts, justcollect.com. You've got a collection, you don't know how much it's worth. How do I figure it out? We've got an easy appraisal form on their website, and Just Collect has a really great YouTube channel as well. Leighton Sheldon talks about all his different pickups and collections that he's buying. Check out the Just Collect YouTube channel. Card Capsule for all your supplies, cases. You want waterproof cases, you want quality supplies, but you don't want to pay a fortune for them? Head on over to Card Capsule. I've got a coupon, a promo code down below to get you 10% off your order over at Card Capsule. We can't forget our SlabMags. SlabMags 10% off with the Sports Card Dad promo code. Take advantage, my friends. This is the best way to display your cards and UV protection. If you want the surface to stay good and you want that autograph to not fade, it's all about the SlabMags. Check it out. All right, I was trying to get a look at the checklist for this, and I couldn't find it. I kind of got the preview type stuff where it shows you what the cards are going to look like for 2024 Select WNBA, but I could not get a full checklist to really understand kind of what we're looking at here, which is not great, to be honest. You know, I don't know if they're going to release the checklist like a day before they're going to start selling it, starting in that Dutch auction at $3,000. $3,000, and then it's going to drop down to $750 is where the bottom is. So it's going to start at $3,000, and then will the first off the line boxes, we're talking about first off the line boxes, are they going to get all the way down to $750, or is there going to be something mysterious that happens kind of in a similar fashion to what happened with Prism Deca first off the line basketball cards? What happened there? They sold out at $2,600, $2,650, I think. They started same thing, $3,000. It would seem to be that Breakers bought it out at $2,600, $2,650, because we know that the average Joe collector did not sell it out at that price. So again, when we get into the conversations of do Breakers increase prices for new product, I think that we're at this point where they increase it for just about every product. Let's see what happens with this. Let's see if this first off the line Select WNBA basketball. It is first year Select for WNBA, but keep in mind, I mean, the WNBA does not have a deep collector base. They don't have a lot of products. We have Caitlin Clark that's burst onto the scene. Some people like Angel Reese. There's veterans, Asia Wilson. They're starting to get a look. WNBA basketball is starting to get more interest around it, but there is not any sort of a deep collector base. This is people that are buying especially into Caitlin Clark. I'm not going to say that they're not looking to get into other teams and other players, but the big chase here obviously is Caitlin Clark and her first kind of fever rookie card type stuff. One card I did see that was cool. I think it was a Black Color Blast is a new card that they've come out with, and there's a Caitlin Clark version of that. It's a good looking card. The Color Blast Black, the Black Color Blast, I thought it actually looked pretty cool. But again, man, $2,000, $2,500. If these sell out at $2,000, $2,500, $3,000, unless these are somehow limited, you know, unless there's a limited checklist on this thing and you have a good chance of getting hits, I mean, there is not a lot of chase out of this. It's Caitlin Clark, maybe it's some Angel Reese stuff. I mean, maybe some of the veterans, maybe Asia Wilson, but for the most part, Caitlin Clark really drives this product. So it's going to be it's very similar to what we were seeing on the NBA side. It's it's Wemby or nothing. Or it's Wemby and LeBron are in this Topps Chrome. And outside of Wemby and LeBron, you're like, it's all unlicensed. Now, the Panini WNBA stuff, it is licensed. It is licensed. But the main point is that Caitlin Clark really driving this product. So what is that going to look like? What is the singles market going to look like? Her stuff sells really well, her Panini Instant stuff and her Iowa stuff. I mean, it's still expensive. It still sells really well. I think people are looking at it's kind of an interesting spec, because if you're looking at what's happening in the WNBA and then you're looking kind of into the future, is Caitlin Clark going to be kind of what Michael Jordan was to the NBA in 1984, 85, 86 as he was coming into the league and rising. The NBA, it was popular with Magic and Bird, but it was still kind of trying to find its way in the mid 80s. And then you had Jordan, you had superstars that really kind of took over the league. And David Stern became the commissioner and really focused in on superstars, really zeroed in on that part. They figured it out. WNBA has been really slow to figure this out. WNBA has been trying to make everybody happy, not focusing in on their superstars, not promoting them the right way, trying to make it more of a union where we all matter and that sort of thing. No, you have got to, just like the NBA does, you have got to focus and market your superstars. That's what it's all about. And the WNBA, we'll see if they actually figure it out. I don't know, though. This past year was pretty rough as far as them figuring it out. Between the commissioner, the coaches, and everything, it was pretty lousy. And so are people specking into this thinking like, hey, look, this is like getting in on the female version of Jordan, back in the 80s. This is the same sort of thing. Now, the difference is that back in the 80s when Jordan was coming up and his cards were coming out, were people paying a premium for them? Sure, they definitely were. I mean, I remember being in card shops in the late 80s, and Michael Jordan cards were not cheap. There was certainly a premium around them, but the difference, though, now is these guys, before they even step foot on the court, they've got cards that are $1 zillion. Like, the spec money is already in. And for Caitlin Clark, she actually took people by surprise and the hobby by surprise because it was women's basketball. So nobody was focused on Caitlin Clark. And then, of course, at Iowa, she finishes out strong. And then all of a sudden, you're seeing kind of a groundswell. The cards start moving up in price dramatically. Whereas on the flip side of that, you have like Wembanyama, where his cards were already high. They weren't like, oh, wow, Wembanyama, who's he? And then people start getting into the cards, the prices go up. Like, the prices were already high. I mean, look, for Wembanyama, my God, you're selling an $8,000 box of Mercury that's just Wembanyama cards. I mean, the manufacturers really, they figured this out. They're like, okay, these cards are going to sell for a lot in the secondary market. Make it $8,000 a box. Just run it $8,000 a box, because we're not going to put this at $2,000 a box. And then people are reselling, at $8,500, $8,000, $10,000 for these boxes and these cards. So, look, that's the world that we're living in today. And we will have to see. What do you think about this release? I think people are going to get absolutely annihilated in these breaks, especially at $2,000, $2,500, $3,000. I'm going to watch very closely to see what does this sell for, this select product. As you probably guessed, my message would be, what about the singles? Just hold out for the singles. What's going to happen when more WNBA products come? Because Panini inevitably will bring more WNBA products. So you've got excitement around select, but there's going to be more basketball products coming out. They're going to bring out a bunch of stuff over the next 6 to 9 months. I'm sure of it. A lot of Caitlin Clark stuff. They will bring out a lot of Caitlin Clark stuff. I'm sure of that. So what will happen with these? I know there's going to be a lot of initial excitement, but watch this thing in a couple of days. What will this Dutch auction end at? That's going to be the big question mark. All right, my friends, stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.